Hi, welcome to Monster Transmissions. You're with Curt in Curt's Corner. We get a lot of tech questions. This one today, they're asking, what do I need if I go from our old 3-speed transmission or older generation transmission to one of the newer electronic units? Basically how the early units worked on GM and Ford, they used actually vacuum pressure and governors on the transmission. So they need vacuum pressure. Here's a vacuum modulator. This is most GM units, 350, 400 transmissions. Uses also in the Fords, the C4, C6 use a vacuum modulator, and they also use governor assembly. This happens to be a GM governor assembly, and the Ford governors are on the output shaft. You need these two mechanisms to tell the transmission when to shift automatically. So the vacuum pressure from the engine would regulate when you had shift timing, as well as the governor weights and the revolutions that the governor spends would adjust your shift timing. So you need these two mechanisms mechanically to change the transmission automatically in your vehicle, in your older generation transmission. Now with the newer transmissions, then we went to electronics. And what they do is they look at your TPS, which is your throttle position sensor, or there's a TPS you can add to your carburetor or throttle body, and it looks at the ohm signal coming from that sensor, and it also looks at your speed sensor, and at the speed sensor tells them at what revolution your dry shaft is actually spinning, or the output shaft of the transmission is actually rotating. And the computer will then look at your throttle position as well as your speed. It can be adjusted at what your shift timing should be. So the computer then will control the shift timing and not counting on mechanical mechanisms to tell it when to shift. It's doing electronic. Now we carry the brand CompuShift controller. It comes complete, or the CompuShift controller will come with the dash mounted controller. This you can clear the codes, as well as the CPU, the computer mechanism itself, and the harnesses that you'll need to hook it up. So this will hook up to one of the TPS sensors. This is the case connected to the transmission itself. This will fit a 4L80 or 4L60 connection. This is the actual connection to the CPU, to the controller, as well as the connectors for the TPS, the throttle position sensor, and the connector for your speed sensor on the transmission. So those are all different connectors, and they're all clearly covered and explained in the manual that comes with the CompuShift controller. So if you have more questions on how to convert over to an overdrive, we do offer videos explaining those as well, but you can also ask our technical staff questions on what you need to convert from your old 3-speed to the overdrive. If you have any further questions, call us at 1-800-708-0087. Looking forward to seeing you then.